But I was just wanting to ask if you could pay tribute to Gordon McQueen, former Scotland defender who passed away yesterday.
Yeah, obviously condolences to the McQueen family, one of whom I know from my past. An Ayrshire man, a giant of a man, and a legend for Leeds, Manchester United and obviously Scotland. So sad day, but especially for the McQueen family. We all pay tribute to Gordon in our own way.
He scored his last international goal at this stadium. It would be a fitting tribute if you can go and win the game and pay tribute in that respect.
Yeah, that would be nice. It's always nice to win a game, and win a game, and it's good if you can do it in memory of someone as well. So that would be nice.
On to the game then. How tough do you expect this one to be, and how crucial is it in terms of the start you've made to the group?
No, listen, it's a sprint. It's an 8-game group. It's important to get a good start, which we did do. But then for us, it's important to build on that start. Norway had 2 really difficult away fixtures. They've got 1 point out it, so for them it's also an important game. So I think 2 good teams and hopefully a good match.
There's a lot of focus on Erling Haaland, but how do you come up with a plan to keep him quiet, but also come up with a plan to stop the supply and concentrate on the other players Norway have? As
we always do, we concentrate on ourselves, we prepare properly for the game, we respect our opponents. We play Norway the team, and hopefully Scotland the team are a little bit better on the night.
In terms of the way your team has started then, and the confidence they have, do you feel that Scotland now come into these games expecting to win rather than anything else?
No, I think we should come with confidence. Obviously we had a good March, we've had a good run of wins in competitive fixtures, but we know we're coming to a difficult place, so like I say, we always respect our opponents, we try and play as well as we can, and hopefully we can add to the points tally that we've already got.
Hi Steve, can I ask you specifically, when you look at the performance against Spain and the way that you handled that game after going ahead, how much does that give you confidence compared to maybe previous games, just the manner in which you won that one?
Again, I go back to the team performance was good on the night. We did what we had to do. We controlled the game quite well. But it's a different challenge. It's an away game. Norway are a different team from Spain. They play a different way. They put you under a little bit more pressure maybe. Spain will pass the ball and try to win the game with possession. Norway can play with the ball because of good ball players, but they can also be quite direct as well. So we expect like I say, we expect a tough game.
Getting a positive result here could be really significant for the group. Do you handle a game like this any differently than other games?
No, the same as every game. Every game in an 8-game group is really important. It's important for us to reach the points tally that would get qualification for Euro 2024, and that's what we'll try and do.
Is that the message that you send the players out with, that kind of points tally with that in mind?
Always, we work every game to get as many points as we can, and hopefully when we total them all up at the end of the campaign, it's enough.
Just finally from me, is everyone fighting fit, relishing this one?
Yeah, full squad's here, everybody's here, 25 players have travelled, so I've got a big decision. I've got to leave 2 out of the 23, so that's my next job.
Good luck, thank you.
Thank you.
Steve, can I ask, obviously you went with the players to Spain last week. Do you feel, having done that, you're more prepared than you were 12 months ago into these games? Did it feel maybe a bit different last year? You weren't weren't sure about how everybody was going to be?
No, we have similar issues to what we had last year in terms of staggered finish. The Championship, the Scottish Premier League, the English Premier League, where we draw most of our players from. I've got different stop times. It was the same last year. But I think what we tried to do last year was good, but it didn't work because obviously we lost the 2 matches that we didn't want to lose. This time we tried something a little bit different. We had more players in Spain in the camp than we had in the 2 camps last year. So it was nice to get the players together, remind them that we're on Scotland duty now, not on holiday, and get ready for the game.
Just with the way the team has developed over the last few years, and the goals you've got from midfield as well, the kind of players, does it feel that there's less of a difference in playing style when you go away from home these days to maybe Scotland teams in the past, that because you've got those attacking players, you're on the front foot as much as you can be?
Yeah, we have goals. we get goals across the pitch. Defenders have chipped in as well. Lyndon Dykes has got a good goal scoring record for the country, so hopefully tomorrow somebody can come up with the goals.
On that note as well, obviously Lawrence Shankland and Kevin Nisbet have a good kind of ends to the season as well. You've been pleased to see them coming into the group in form. Obviously with Shea injured, they might have more of a role to play as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It shows we're starting to build, or we've been building over the last 3 or 4 years, a good squad of players with good squad depth, and the 2 players you've mentioned certainly help that.
Any questions from the Norwegian media?
Hi, good evening, Steve. Good evening.
Good evening.
Erling Haaland, obviously one of the biggest threats Norway has. BBC had an article a couple of days ago with former Scotland assistant Peter Grant saying, you saw the Inter Milan game, the Champions League final, how they stopped him. Have you watched that game, seeing how Inter played against him, and is Scotland going to do some of the same tomorrow?
Certainly I watched the game. Everybody that likes football always watches the Champions League final. It's a showpiece at the end of the season. It was a good game. I thought Inter played well. I thought their tactics were good. But individual players, like I said before, we rely on the team. We rely on a good team performance. If we have a good performance by the team, then hopefully we can control all the threats that Norway have got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Good evening.
So you reached your first major tournament since 1998 when you played in the Euros. Norway hasn't been in a tournament since 2000. Can you tell us a bit about how your mentality has changed in terms of when you broke that barrier?
Yeah, I've got to say that's a good question, because when we qualified for the Euro 2022 was a big moment for the country, and I said at the time that the group of players would improve for the experience of being together for the pre-camp, then the tournament, and I think the results will show that since then I've been proven right for once. It's not always I'm right, but I think I was right. The team's improved, the squad's improved, so the players take a lot of confidence from that, and I think the Norwegian players are probably feeling similar. It's been a long time. But they've always been close. We were fortunate enough to get in there through the playoffs, but you always have to carry that little bit of luck as well, and we managed to do that. So nice to do, but we don't want to wait another 23 years before we get there again.
You have, of course, some players that played against Haaland and Ødegaard in the Premier League. How have you used them in terms of the preparation towards this game?
No, obviously I speak to all my players about opponents that they've played against and what they think can help the team. I'm very big on the team rather than individuals, so hopefully we've prepared well for the game and we can get a positive result.
Last question. Scott McTominay has done very well for you so far. Can you talk a bit about his role in your team and compare with his role in Manchester United?
Well, for one, he normally starts on the pitch for me. For Manchester, he maybe doesn't always start. I know he doesn't start often enough for Scott's satisfaction, but listen, that's the life at a big club. You're competing with good players, very good players for your place in the team. Scott's role within the national team is there to see. We enjoy his energy, we enjoy his positional play. He brings a good threat to the team. So yeah, one of many good players that I'm lucky enough to have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.